What if one of the most famous voices in history wasn't judging women by who they were, but by how safe they made him feel? That question sounds strange, even unfair. But stay with me, because this is not a story about dirty secrets or disrespecting legendary women. And it's not a list made to shock for cheap clicks. This is a story about power, control, and what happens when a man who controls everything loses control over his own emotions. Frank Sinatra was known for precision, perfect suits, perfect lighting, perfect sound. He noticed everything, every note, every wrinkle, every detail. And according to the people who lived around him, his sense of smell was just as sharp as his ear. But here's the part most people get wrong. When Sinatra talked privately about women, especially late at night with his inner circle, he wasn't really talking about hygiene. He was talking about comfort, about order, about whether someone fit into the world he needed to feel in charge of. That's why this video matters. Because the women he judged most harshly were not random. They were not strangers. They were the ones who got close. The ones who broke the image. The ones who made him feel something he couldn't manage. If you stay until the end of this video, you'll see a clear pattern emerge. You'll understand why this so-called list says almost nothing about the women and everything about the man who made it. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Number 5, Shelley Winters. Shelley Winters was the opposite of Frank Sinatra in almost every way. She was loud, messy, free, and she did not care who approved. Frank lived by rules. Shelley ignored them. Where Frank chased order, Shelley embraced chaos. Their short romance burned fast and ended badly. People close to Sinatra said he felt overwhelmed around her. Everything about her felt too real, too unfiltered, too human. After seeing Shelley, Sinatra would often go straight home and shower. Not once, but for a long time, as if he was trying to wash away the feeling, not just the moment. Shelley knew she bothered him, and she didn't stop. She mocked his need for control and leaned into habits she knew annoyed him. She never tried to fit into his world, and Frank could not handle that. Number 4, Zsa Zsa Gabor. If Shelley Winters felt too natural to Sinatra, Zsa Zsa Gabor felt like too much effort. Frank complained that her perfume was overpowering. Not soft, not gentle, just constant. According to people around him, she reapplied it again and again. To him, it was not romance. It was pressure. After spending time with her, Sinatra would complain of headaches and irritated eyes. He even refused to wear some of the clothes he had worn around her. Their relationship ended suddenly after she sprayed perfume on his pillow as a surprise. Sinatra changed rooms that night. The next morning, the relationship was over. For a man obsessed with control, scent was personal. And Zsa Zsa crossed that line. Number 3, Judy Garland. This one was different. Frank Sinatra deeply admired Judy Garland. Their bond was not just romantic. It was emotional. They understood each other's struggles. Fear, pressure, addiction, anxiety. But where Frank hid his chaos behind discipline, Judy wore hers openly. Sinatra later told friends that being around her felt heavy, that her stress showed in every part of her life, including, in his words, how she felt physically to be around. But the truth was simpler and sadder. Judy scared him. She was a mirror. She showed him what losing control looked like. And instead of facing that fear, Sinatra focused on small details. It was easier to criticize the surface than admit the truth underneath. Number 2, Marilyn Monroe. This one shocked almost everyone who heard it. Marilyn Monroe was the ultimate fantasy, the symbol, the dream. But to Sinatra, she did not live up to the image he had created in his mind. He adored how she looked, but he struggled with the reality that she was human. Long workdays, hot lights, stress, pills, anxiety, all of it wore her down. People close to Sinatra said he wasn't disgusted by Marilyn. He was disappointed. He wanted her to stay perfect, untouched by reality. But perfection does not survive real life. And Marilyn was real. Number 1, Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was not just at the top of Sinatra's list. She was the center of his life. Their relationship was intense. Loud, passionate, painful, Ava drank, smoked, lived without limits. And Frank loved her for it, and hated her for it. He told friends that being close to her overwhelmed him. She filled every space, every sense. His obsession with her scent became a symbol of everything he could not control. Unlike the others, Ava was never dismissed. She stayed with him, in his mind, in his memory. He could walk away from everyone else. But Ava never left him. The truth behind the obsession. In the end, this was never about hygiene. It was about protection. People who knew Sinatra well said that when a woman made him feel vulnerable, he reacted with criticism. By turning emotional discomfort into a physical complaint, he regained control. He could not say, "She scares me." So he said, "Something is wrong." No one around him challenged these thoughts. His inner circle agreed with everything. Over time, his private feelings became stories, then legends. But history judged these women differently, not by personal flaws, but by talent. Their work lasted. Their impact remained. Sinatra's complaints faded. The irony is clear. A man who sang about love struggled with real intimacy. He loved the idea of women, but feared their humanity. In the end, Sinatra's obsession did not reveal flaws in these women. It revealed the limits of his own emotional growth. And that may be the most honest truth of all.